What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to GmiasWorld, and as many of you guys already know, EA Sports is going to be dropping Michael Vick this weekend, October 9th, 2021. So if you're watching the video afterwards, obviously Michael Vick has probably already ravished your soul or other things along that line. So right now we're going to talk about why, I think he's about to destroy the game. Regardless of the speed that he gets, it has to be over 90. Of the two quarterbacks right now that can get escape artists, one of them is Vince Youngington, the other one is Cam Newton, and we can go ahead and take a look at it. I still think I have both the power-ups, so I'm just going to go ahead and coordinate it for you guys, for you to, more or less understand what we're preparing for. So, taking a look at it right now, let's go over to the power-ups of the cards. Alright, so Cameron Newton is right there. Alright, I think we have the Vince Youngington also. Where's Vince Youngington? Okay, there it goes right there. So we'll just go to the power up and take a look at the speed, because regardless of what happens, a lot of you guys know what's going to happen with the game once Michael Vick drops. Some of you guys don't understand what I'm trying to prepare you guys for. So right here, Cam Newton has an 87 speed. And if you've played against Cam Newton with escape artists, he's made you rage uncontrollably. Because the idiots that run around with him, they just run anywhere, they outrun the contains, do whatever, and they just throw the ball and it's a dot. Alright, so that's 87 speed for Cameron Newton, right? So now we're going to go over and we're going to check out Vince Youngington. Alright, I'm just giving you guys the insight of the speed because everybody has already experienced this. So right now, we have to prepare for what's going to be happening. Let's go all the way over. He goes to an 86 speed, I believe. Alright, there you go. So 86 speed and an 87 speed, and they both get escape artists. One's an improviser, one is a scrambler. We don't know what they're going to do with Michael Vick. A lot of you guys are thinking scrambler because he was a scrambler before. They might mess around and make it do the field general. Who knows what EA Sports is doing? We have to figure out how it's working. We're going to go based on the fact that he may, obviously, he's going to be an improviser or a scrambler. I would assume, just hear me out, that they would allow him to get gunslinger just because they want to make the most money. They're not concerned about what he's going to do to us once he's out on the field. They just want to make sure that we're going to buy bundles. If they release Vick without gunslinger, he would at least have to have, pass lead elite. Because pass lead elite does a lot for that throw power, when you're set and you're directing it. So it could work out a lot, a lot more for all of us. Anybody that's using him, at least he can rocket it off. Vince Young's biggest issue is that he can't throw the ball fast. He's a really good quarterback in the game. Everything else, he just cannot throw the ball, which is why a lot of us went to Josh Allenton. All right, so because that's the case, we have to be very, very careful with everything that we need on the field offensively, right? So let's go ahead now and talk about defensively how we're going to be able to deal with this, because this is what you guys are trying to figure out. All right, Gmias, what are we going to do? What's the game plan? How are we going to play this? Contains don't work. They're going to outrun our contains, blah, 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 right? So yesterday I put out a video giving you guys defensive tips, and just so you guys know, today we did a lot better than the previous day because we were getting the brakes beat off of us. We made a couple adjustments to our defense, and then players were just being idiots, and we just lost games. That's the way it goes in Madden. If you switch up one thing, that can result in a very long losing streak in Madden, right? For whatever reason, it is what it is. That's just how it goes. So that's why I try to tread lightly with a lot of the things that we do, because you just have, if something is working for you in this game, just stay with it. All right, so look, this is what we're going to talk about right now. Charles Haley is out there with an 88 speed, but remember, I'm 25 Niners. I think I'm at 32 right now. So, okay, he gets an 88 speed, right? Some of you guys are going to say, okay, 88 speed, Gmias, is that good enough to deal with Michael Vick? We're assuming he's going to be 90, 91 speed, stock, before a theme team. And he played for a decent amount of teams, Eagles, Steelers, Jets, obviously the Falcons. A lot of theme teams are going to get a boost this weekend. All right, so just think about it like this. If Cameron Newton at 87 speed is outrunning Deion Sanders, it's going to be a lot of hell to pay for what's going on with, Michael Vick. It all depends, like I said, everything comes down to his archetype. And I know a lot of you guys can estimate what you think he's going to be, but EA never fails to surprise us. So we have to be very, very careful with everything that goes on and what we're doing right now. I think he's suitable enough at this time to be there. Okay, I think he's good enough for, he's going to play the outside edge, and that's going to be it for us, right? I'm just giving you guys insight. I'm not changing anything about this. Unless they release LT for whatever reason, or Ricky Jackson, and even if they do, they'll just play on the other side. Because I don't really care. If LT comes first, we got to have him before Ricky Jackson, but if they give us Ricky Jackson, I don't even care about LT, because Charles Haley goes crazy, and he gets the boost with speed for the Niners theme team. So when we go to the other side, it's going to still be Derek Thomas. And I know a lot of you guys are like, yo, Gmia, there's such faster players that can be used in this situation. Why are you staying with Derek Thomas? Because, yo, this dude's numbers with block shed, power move, and finesse move, there's not a lot of cards still that give you that. Like, you can go to Montez Sweat for a little bit more speed, whatever. You can do whatever you want. You're not going to get the same result. He just doesn't play as good as Derek Thomas. Now, what people do is that they put, like, Montez Sweat on the inside of like a 3-3-5 wide or whatever with no abilities, and he just goes crazy because that's just the way that it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's super fast, and you have other players that you have abilities on, and he just screams. If you're playing like that 5, you're sending 5 with the contain blitz out of 3-5 wide, and you have Montez Sweat on the inside, you're definitely gonna get somebody screaming on a regular basis. It is what it is. But again, I just like his card because those 3 categories, the block shed, the power move, and the finesse move, you see the difference when he gets engaged with the blocker. You see him try to actually fight off and do stuff. Other players with lower parts in those 3 aspects don't really do that much. So that's why I want to make sure you guys understand that. It's very important to kind of, feel out what's going on, because like if Michael Vick hikes the ball and just runs outside the pocket, if you can catch him and do a Superman dive that the developers have put in the game, or a swan dive, dolphin dive, whatever it is, and dive 30 yards, these players that have those numbers on the line, they will get off and just dive. You know what I'm saying? Like, they will literally get off the play and just dive. And that's something that, will definitely help you guys. And I want you to be comfortable with that and understanding what I'm trying to explain. All right, so those 2 guys more than likely are still going to be there unless Ricky Jackson or LT is released. If they release Lawrence Taylor or Ricky Jackson, Derek Thomas is gone. Just so that we're on the same page. Charles Haley is irreplaceable at this point. He does whatever he wants. And he's heavy enough to do it. He just goes crazy. Another reason, like I said, we're going to talk more about the Raiders theme team, but I think I'm going to just stay put and be patient because I have a feeling that a lot of good things are going to be happening for the 49er theme team. But these guys are good enough to be able to get that outside pass rush. Now remember, Teddy Hendricks on the inside of any 3-4 defense or any type of defense where you can have him in as a user, he's fine. I know he's not a secondary player, and some of you guys are like, yo, Gmia, he doesn't move the right way, but he's so tall, and when you just give him lurker, he's gonna pick the ball off. You know what I'm saying? And he also has crazy numbers. Some of you guys are like, yo, why don't you put him outside on the pass rush or whatever like that? Although he has that 91 power move, his finesse move is a lower tier. So you usually want to have it, I would say, above 85 for everything, on the field, because it just makes them play better. Now, if you take this off of him, right? Like if you don't use him as like a lurker guy and you want to do other things, put other certain type of things on him. Remember, he's a pass coverage type of linebacker, so you're not going to get those real grisly things going on. You can give him acrobat. You see, look, this is the thing that gets weird because people look at it like, yo, he's not a secondary player though. Why would I give him acrobat? It just works. Like the way the game works, acrobat wouldn't be good by itself. You would still need lurker because you need to animate and be able to jump up. The acrobat will make him dive, but you need him to jump up in the air. So for those of you guys that were asking that question, it's not like it's not like using acrobat on a secondary player that actually jumps. Like right now we're using Diablo, and we don't need to give him lurker because he's going to jump. But this guy is a linebacker, and remember, linebackers are useless unless you have lurker. So if you're doing this in your pass coverage or whatever, and you want to have it, you would need 3 AP, and there's no way around it because the linebacker just will not react. So I would not put him outside on the edge, although he has those numbers. I just want to point that out. Some of you guys are like, yo, put him on the edge. No. User him, and that's it. Or you could blitz him down from the middle in the 3-4, but do not put him on the outside edges. I'm just making sure everybody understands that. So as far as the D tackle goes, you don't want a real D tackle. If you have Warren Sapp, again, you guys can do whatever you want. I don't like Warren Sapp in this game. I swore by him last year. I do not like him in this game. I would prefer that you get a left end or a right end. Even if you want to use Montez Sweat, I don't care. You can do whatever you want. But Michael Straheezy and Aaron Donald are going to be our D tackles. All right? Although not the fastest, they're going to push the pocket and make us be ready for stuff that Michael Vick's going to be able to do. And I'm telling you this because Aaron Donald just plays well in the game. right? Aaron Donald's just good. Michael Strahan is just, like, I can't explain why he's that good. He's just good, all right? Anybody else that you put there that's too fat and too big, it's not the same way that it used to be where they clog up the lane. I'm just letting you guys understand that because I'm going to get a lot of complaints about, yo, Michael Vick, yo, the dude ran for 1,000 yards of me. Yes, because you don't have the right guys on the interior to push the pocket. So that's going to happen. That is something that is 100% going to happen on a regular basis if you do not do what you're supposed to do. So that's what we're going into it with, all right? As far as everything else that you guys are asking, we're going to have to wait to actually see his archetype, you know, the abilities he gets and all that good stuff, and then we'll work it around. I would not panic. I would not start selling people to get better, faster defensive players. If you have a team similar to these type of guys that give you a good outside pass rush, I would stay put. Don't get crazy. I will get crazy when it's time. Don't panic. We're going to take care of this together. I'm going to see you guys and girls next time. Be well. One love, y'all.